Hello, everyone, and welcome to this webinar this afternoon. My name is Sonia Reddy, and I'm speaking to you from Ireland. And it's an honour to be asked to do this webinar, and it's an even greater honour to have another Irish superstar on with me, and that's Geraldine Finnegan, who you'll be hearing from in a few minutes. Just to give you a little bit about me. My name is Sonia Reddy, as I say. I live in Ireland, Europe, and that's actually a picture of me on the left there with Geraldine and another friend of ours, Fergus. It was taken a few months ago when we were all jumping around with excitement about NHT Global being voted as the fastest growing company in the world. And it's great that we now have the #1 most improved athlete in the world on the webinar today. There's just a picture of Ireland for anyone who doesn't know where it is, because it's a very small country in Europe. And just give you an idea, we just have a population here of 4 million, and we're not too far from the UK, very accessible to Europe. We can fly very easily to all the countries, but we are a small country with a small population, and it's great to have famous people coming from Ireland. And as I'm talking to you, I'm talking about Geraldine Finnegan, who is an international athlete. And this year, she has actually been voted as the most improved Masters, which is over 35s, athlete in the world. And there's over 15,000 athletes registered for this. So that's an incredible achievement for Geraldine Finnegan. And just to give you a little bit of background about Geraldine, she has a lot of talents. She's a qualified nutritionist for the past 20 years. She's also a physiotherapist and a personal trainer. I know she trains people from the age 8 up to the age of 90. She'll tell you about herself in a few minutes. Geraldine has won nearly 4,000 medals, and you'll see some pictures of them down through the webinar. She is the most decorated athlete in the world. 13 of them are world medals, 2 world titles this year alone in 2017. And she'll explain all the different events she competes in, because I've seen Geraldine in action and I have no idea how she manages to do all the things she does, from running and jumping to throwing javelins to, oh my God, you'd be tired just looking at her. So there's the screen showing this year's listing of her. You'll see Geraldine Finnegan over there at the top of the list on the left-hand side as the 2017 that's the 2017 most improved leaderboard board, and it is the World Masters ranking. And it's such an honour, I suppose, for Geraldine to have this. That we just thought we'd show the slide for all of you to see it. But we're going to take questions and answers at the end, guys. So if you want to type in your questions or put up your hand, we can call on you at the end of the webinar. And Geraldine will be only too delighted to answer your questions. But what you're seeing on the screen now is a picture of Geraldine when she was a little bit younger. And I suppose one of the questions everybody wants to know is, what age was Geraldine when she started her athletic career? So, Geraldine, are you there?
I am, Sonia.
Okay, well, it's a pleasure to have you on, and there's plenty of people from around the world listening to you. So I'll let you answer that question. I know you started at a very young age.
Well, I started at 14 at a cross-country race in a place called Mount Pleasant in County Louth. And I, before that, was just doing netball. So it isn't actually that young, because I now coach athletes at 8 years of age. But I got my first national title over 400 metres at a Leinster competition in Dublin. And that's when I discovered that I had a bit of talent for running, because I didn't realise that I had any talent at all. I just did it to get out of the housework at home when we were young, me and my sister Bridget. So my first real medal was over the 400 metres, which has stuck with me, because I now do about 10 different events, but I would suppose the 400 metres would be my favourite, being the first medal I ever got.
Well, I suppose that leads me on to the next question. And you'll see now as we flick through this, uh, the different events that you compete in. But if you want to run through all the events that you actually take part in, because I know having to take part in all these events, and you're very versatile. So this actually, different athletes possibly concentrate on certain muscles in their body, but because you compete in so many events, Geraldine, you actually probably know every muscle in every single part of your body, and I know that you're an expert in that area. So I let you go through the different events that you compete in.
Well, I am a physiotherapist, and we have to study the muscles of the body. But I can tell you, I've felt pain in every muscle in my body, including my heart and lungs, because of doing so many different events. I am an ultra multi-eventer, which means that I do 14 different events, and they range from 60 meters uh, all the way up to 3,000 meters in competition. And at world level, I do all the hurdle events, which is 60-meter hurdles, 80-meter hurdles, 200-meter hurdles, 300-meter hurdles, 400-meter hurdles. I do the shot put, discus, and javelin. I also do the high jump, long jump, triple jump, pole vault. And then I do the running events, which is the 100, 200, 400, 800, 1500, and 3000. And the last is the 2000-meter steeplechase. I've been known to do a few more events, but I think that's enough for today. So
Now I'm tired even listening. I don't know how you managed to do all those. I'm even looking at these photographs of you jumping over bars and leaping up high, and oh my God, it's incredible.
well, I suppose it seems incredible, for somebody who doesn't do maybe as many, but once you get started in these events and you get yourself fit, it's easy then just to add to it. I suppose when I first started, I never realized I was able to do these things, but I had a good coach, Dr. Zbigniew Oribel, who now is residing back in Poland, and I had some good coaches on the way, but I've actually been coaching myself this last 30 years when I qualified myself. So I coach a lot of athletes as well in the vicinity that have gone to, I'm just qualifying for the Olympics, which I want to wish them the best of luck. They're competing on Monday out in Hungary, and some athletes just with some recent success in Italy and Spain. So it's great to be able to promote myself and to promote other people who need that encouragement, and I get a great kick out of lighting the fire in people that I think is in everybody. They just don't realize that they have this dream or this goal, and it's great to have some talent here locally that I can help them with.
Okay, one of the questions that everybody wants to know is the first medal, the first world title that you ever won. What age were you and where was that?
My first world one, that's a big one now. It took me 20 years to get to world level, and I was 38. I'd had my first daughter, and I had her when I was 35. So I'd just come back from having weight on me, a lot of weight on me after having the child, and I did that in a place called Zingelfingen in Germany. And I actually won 5 medals at that, 5 world medals, but that was my first taste of gold at world level, and I never looked back. I've won since that championship, and I have 2 world titles this year. I won 6 medals this year in South Korea and 4 in New Zealand, and I have my another event this year in August, another world championship in an ultra multi-event to come.
I know, and you're hoping to set a record for that, aren't you? Because you've already won 2 world titles this year. If you win 3, I don't know that anyone has done that before.
No, it's not too many people can peak that many times. It's very difficult to keep yourself at a very high standard. 2 world titles is probably the most that most people do at a limit. So I'm going to attempt to do 3 world championships, and this will be the 3rd one now in August. I did one, as I say, in March in South Korea, and then April, May I was in Auckland in New Zealand. So yeah, I was hoping to do a world record at it. I'm not going to put too much stress on myself. So we'll see what happens. It'll be in Belgium, and I will let you all know how it goes.
Well, I'm sure we'll be watching and we'll definitely be wishing you well. But then I have to ask, Geraldine, how many medals have you got? I know it's something like 4,000 at this stage, or I saw so many of them in your house. I was there recently with you and there was just medals everywhere. And
Yeah, I used to have them on the walls and in boxes, and I started to give them away to some of the children that really needed motivation. And I used to raffle them off and say, "Okay, this race is for this medal. It's a pretty one." And so now I've got to realize that they're kind of a bit more precious, and it's actually the memory of each medal rather than the piece of metal that's in your hand. So I really couldn't tell you the exact number here. I'd have to sit for a week or two to count them all. But you know, I do compete in individual medals, and as I say, at the last World Championships there in 2016 in Daegu, I got the most medals of any athlete. I won 6 individual. That wasn't relays. I won 6 individual medals for Ireland. So I'm very lucky that I have that ability to change from strength events to spring events, endurance events, and speed events.
wow, I'm actually just looking at the medals here on the right hand side, and I can see the dates. One of them there is 2017, one is going back to 2004. It's incredible that you know, the ability to continue to win over such a long period of time. That's amazing, and I don't know that there's many athletes out there that can claim to be able to, you know, win. Like you're 20, 30 years competing and you're still winning after all that time. And I know that you put a lot of emphasis on nutrition, and um, I know you're a nutritionist yourself. So maybe you could talk to us there a little bit about being a nutritionist and, you know, understanding what the body needs. And I know that you take quite a lot of nutritional products. Some of the products are products with NHT Global, and we can go through those in a few minutes. But
Let me
you're
go
the
back to
expert.
that medal, Sonia. If you look back at those medals that you had the picture on, you
Yeah,
said I'm at this over 20 years. I'm at this over 35 years, and you're right. There is a lot of people say to me, how have you stayed so healthy and fit? And that is really important for people that because they can stay healthy and fit. And the medal you're looking at with the German flag, the black and red and yellow one, that was my very first gold in Singlefingen, and the recent one is the one that's on the right corner from Daegu in South Korea. Uh, and people forget there's a 30-hour flight back and forwards to these championships, which takes its toll.
that's
And
an achievement in itself, actually.
yeah, it is. It was quite a difficult thing for someone so active as myself to be sitting still on a plane for 15 hours and maybe a break of an hour, and that has to be taken into consideration. And it makes the event much tougher when you arrive that you may be competing at 4 a.m. in the morning. But yeah, that was one of my favorite, and the recent one is again one of my favorite. Um, so that was just going back on the medals because there's a, when I first won that first gold medal in Singlefingen in Germany, I discovered that I had a courage that I never knew I had, a courage to challenge myself. And not only others, because I do now challenge others because I coach them and I push them. And I challenge anyone listening to this to get up and to look after themselves in the way that I look after myself with correct nutrition in a balanced way. But when I won my first world title, I had a lot of negativity and very negative people, you know, even within the Irish team. And they were knocking my dream and my attempts. And they were basically jealous and jealousy um, through the fact that they weren't able to reach the potential that I was. And to reach your potential is all that we should be striving for. And people will come and try to confuse you and put you off. And I had people trying to stop me even competing. But you've got to be good to yourself. It takes skill to win, and it takes a lot of intelligence to keep yourself healthy and healthy enough to achieve your dream. And athletes need to think ahead, and that's where you need the intelligence. Think ahead and prevent injuries before they happen. if at all possible. Of course, you know, if you trip over something, I'm not talking about that. So to prevent injuries, you need to have a balanced nutrition coming in. And if you're not taking it through food, because today we don't have, you know, we have GM and we don't have the same natural organic food. There's a lot of problems in the minerals in the soils and even in the sea. So it's not also about having chiropractors and physios to help you after an injury. It's about making sure you don't get to that point of aches and pains. So you've got to build your body like an engine to perform at its best and at that key moment when you need it. And for me, that's a world championship. But at that key moment, we need to be at our height and our best. And to me, that's the importance of your nutrition. I mean, of course, you've got to set your goal. That's the first thing. Find out what is your goal and what is your dream. And then you've got to stick to the balance of it and listen to your body. I know that I inspire. Sorry, go ahead, Sonia, did you want to say something?
No, no, I was just going to say, I know you're a big believer in some of the NHT products, but I'll let you finish first.
Yeah, well, let's go straight to NHT. For those who are listening and don't know about N Natural H Health,
Natural health trends.
Trends in it's globally around the world, and you can tell everybody that we now have the evidence that the number one company in the world now, and the products are number one because of the quality, and that's what I'm here to tell you about. The quality is the most important. It's of course safe, because I'm drug tested at almost every meeting. I suppose in my lifetime I've been drug tested 24 times. So being an asthmatic, I have now cannot even take my inhalers at all, because it will come up in a drug test. You can't take a Lemsip, for example, or a cold remedy. So I have to look for very natural products, and these are natural products. You know, for example, there's things from eggs and from aloe vera. There's herbs like turmeric. There's all natural products, and the company have combined these products to the best of quality and sourced the best quality, so that it gives you a quick reaction. Now, it's not like a quick buzz of energy, but if you have wear and tear, for example, in your back or in your knees, that in a very short period of time, because of the quality, I have had fantastic results with this company. So I'm taking supplements over 30 years, and it's what has me stuck with this company, where I won't leave, because of the quality, that I'm able to train 6 hours a day at times, 2 sessions a day, and I'm bounding, I'm hopping, I'm leaping, I'm landing off hurdles, off pole vaults, and it keeps me that I can continue to do that and continue to perform because of the quality of the products.
I know you're a big fan of the omega-3 there, which is a great product that NHT have. One of the big benefits of it is that it's flavored with, it's got a citrus flavor. It doesn't have that fish smell on your breath that some people don't like, but it's got a lot of benefits, and I know you take omega-3.
Oh, I do. I'm a great believer, because you see, our body does not make oil, so it has to be obtained through food. And it can be very scary for people taking all the different good fats and bad fats. But this is at optimum for us. The absolute perfect combination has been put in of EPA and DHA. And, you know, some of the benefits, not only is good for your heart and good for the eyes, but it, you know, and the obvious thing for me is the joints, because of my sporting challenges that my body's been put through. But simple things like arthritis, because I'm 52, I'm no longer a spring chicken at 18 competing, and I have to look at those things that are maybe hereditary in our families, and things like just the stiffness and a reducing of the muscles and bones as we get older. Naturally they shorten, so to help your body stay long and loose and mobile, it's an excellent supplement for everybody, whether you're an athlete or just somebody interested in staying healthy for a long time. It helps the arthritis stay at bay and the stiffness. It's great for people to keep their weight down. It's good for your skin, so your skin will look more oily and thus you'll look a little younger. So there's some of the benefits of the omega-3, and as you said, one of the most important ones is the taste. It's got a citrus flavor, and you can hardly taste even that because they're quite a small capsule. It's very small and easy to swallow. I'm taking, by the way, 2 in the morning, and sometimes I take 2 at night as well. So I can take up to 4 a day, depending on, I'm building up to the World Championships now, so I take 3 or 4 now a day, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening.
Okay, I think I flicked on too fast there, but I know glucosamine is another one of your favorites for promoting the joints. And
Yes.
as an athlete, I mean, joints, as you say, are very, very important.
Yes, for me as an athlete, it's extremely important, you know, to have that mobility. And most people will, at some time of their life, have discomfort and stiffness, and it can alter the quality of their life. And a lack of glucosamine in the body is a major problem. And it builds the blocks, so it really starts to strengthen the cartilage and helps the joint health. Glucosamine is made from shark cartilage, and it relieves knees and backs. There's some green lip muscle in it, and it's got some turmeric, which is a great help for inflammation. And after exercising, now exercising for the everyday person could be making beds and cleaning the house. It can be just a bit of gardening, and your joints get a little inflamed and swollen. And the turmeric and the green lip muscle, along with the shark cartilage, is a great combination that I recommend people to take. I take it along with the omega. I also take it along with Stem Renew,
which we'll get to in a few minutes.
Okay, so
if anybody has the triatine as well.
Okay, let me tell you about the triatine. The triatine has no calories in it. It's virtually 0 calories. So if anybody's on a diet and they want to stay strong looking, build a bit of strength, keep their amino acids and minerals at peak, we've got a great product in the triatine. Important for me is it is dairy free, and I have asthma, and dairy products and intolerances for people who are intolerant to dairy products. This product won't cause any intolerance. It has glucosamine in it. It has glutamine in it, and has some trace elements and minerals in it. I find, for me, I take this in the morning and in the evening, and for me, I used to take it with water, and it's a bit better with milk. And the milk, you can be goat's milk or almond milk or rice milk. Mix it in it with small hand blender with half a glass filled, and I find them much stronger because of the protein in it. No calories on it, so it keeps my weight down coming up to competitions. And I feel my stomach muscles sitting out, a bit more of that washboard ab look. So that's important if I'm wanting to do high jump, for example, keep my weight down but keep my strength up. And if people have been coming back from an illness, let's say you've had some operation and you're a bit weaker, this is a good time to have it for 2 or 3 months, is to build yourself up after an injury or operation, is the triatine.
Yeah, I actually, after talking to you there recently, I started taking the triatine myself properly. I was taking it kind of on and off, but I didn't really probably understand the benefits of triatine. But I am taking it properly now. Noni is another good product, and I know it boosts your immune system. Noni, the NHC Global Noni is organic. There's no water in it. It's triple charged. There's no preservatives in it. They just flavour it with grapes and pineapple to give it a nice taste. But look at all the benefits there on the screen of the premium Noni, and I know you take the Noni as well.
Yeah, I've been taking the Noni quite a long time. For an athlete, it's not really just about being faster, fitter and stronger. It's about being healthy as well. And really being physically, you need to be in the best shape possible to harness the energy within your body to be at your best. And it's important to have a balanced, and the triatine gives me that balance with all the fruit in it, and it has that special product, the citrophilia Morinda citrifolia, which comes from Tahiti. There's like a pear, the prickly pear that's in it, which we don't get in this side of Europe. We need the warm weather for it. So it gives me all the fruits, and it's alkaline, and I suffer a lot from acidic stomach because I have O-type blood, and we tend to be prone to a nervousness, which is beneficial as an athlete, but it's not very beneficial if you've got an upset stomach. So the triatine is excellent before competition for me. And I take a very small, you would say a shot size of it for myself. I take that early in the morning. And it's good for cleansing out the body. Gives me a boost of energy. My body knows when it's going into battle. It prepares itself. So it can be tough to have everything synchronized. And this helps just to synchronize my whole body.
Well, I tell you, the noni has been in my fridge for the last 3 years, and my daughter, who's 20, would die if we didn't have any noni in the fridge. She just absolutely loves it. I always tell people, they would ring me and tell me there's no noni in the fridge, but they wouldn't ring me and tell me there's no milk in the fridge or there's no butter in the fridge. They just watch the noni, and if that's going down, I get the call. And it's such a great product for protecting you against colds and flus and all kinds of things in the winter time. And we've tons and tons of people that could give testimonials on noni, but we don't have time to do that on this webinar. But just moving on to the next product, and I know you don't take these all the time, Geraldine, but the Restore Vital and the Restore Silver. Restore Vital, it's really good for helping you recover after doing workouts, athletic performance, helps you focus, protects you against antioxidants. And I know you take this product maybe not all the time, but coming up to a competition.
Coming up to my World Championships now, the last 6 weeks, I up everything. I find I take this after the Restore Silver, which we can talk about in a moment. This one actually wakens me up, so I take this one before a workout for me. You can also take it after the workout. And for me, the winner of a sprint is not the person speeding up, it's the person who is the fastest at the end and who's not slowing down the slowest. So this helps me not slow down. This actually keeps my energy levels a little bit higher, and that's that word vital. It gives me a bit more vitality. It's actually in a dropper form, because it's not tablets inside that. For those who are just looking at it on screen, it's like a little dropper, and you just squeeze it into, again, a shot size of water.
Yeah, or you can take it directly under your tongue if you like the taste. I actually think the taste is quite nice, so you can just take it from the dropper straight under your tongue. And you know what? The doctor who formulated this, Dr. Lyle Wilson, he was telling us stories about when he formulated the product in the beginning, and he got some of his friends to try it. And any golfers that are listening here today, one or two of his friends were golfers, and they started on the Restore Vital, and they came back to him and said, don't tell anybody else about this product, because it had given them they found that their golf was improving. Their especially on the back nine, when they were tired, if they took a little drop of this after the first 9 holes, they were able to shoot a better golf game, and their handicaps were coming down. So I know golfers are getting a lot of benefits from this product. And yes. In fact, my own daughter took this when she was studying, because she's probably the worst person in the world for studying, and she's not able to focus. So I gave her Restore Vital while she would be distracted by a bee flying across the room, and she'd actually look for the bee for distraction, to be honest with you. So she just had terrible trouble over the years studying, but when she started taking this, I have to say I didn't know if it was going to help her or not, but it definitely helped her, and she would swear by this as well herself.
Yeah, it's very good for people that have no energy, that tend to say, well, if I had a bit more energy, I would exercise more, and then I'd be able to lose weight. So it's a great start for people who are wanting to lose weight to take this before half an hour before they want to start on an exercise regime. And you mentioned I have people on it with ADHD, just for the focus of being settled. So that's another story for another day.
Yeah, but I'd say that's partly why it helps her to study. So Restore Silver, I know you like this one, especially when you're traveling.
I do, because I travel a lot for my competitions, and it's really important that you get your sleep. And the muscles need to relax, and the nervous system needs to relax. And the Restore Silver has some great benefits, which they help um, to help the muscles relax. Because some people are jumping through the night, and the feet and legs have that restless syndrome. And when you're exercising and a lot, even my body would be jumping hurdles throughout the night, or I'm so nervous about the race the next day, I just can't settle. When I take the dropper either directly into the tongue straight, or in a small glass of water, I have a really sound, relaxed sleep. I've tried melatonin for traveling, and valerian, but I have got the best benefit from the Restore Silver. So this comes in my suitcase and in my hand luggage, and in my little clear package going through customs, because I can't be without this for traveling and for getting sleep. And that's a major problem with older people, because your mind is keeps going and keeps going, and it's a great product to recommend for older people that want to get some sound, solid, relaxed sleep. And
Yeah,
you
and
know,
I know.
I have a man using it, and he was constantly getting up to go to the toilet, and this relieves that trouble. So he was able to sleep because it relaxed everything, and he was able to just sleep solidly. He wasn't waking to go to the toilet.
We've actually a lot of testimonials here in Ireland. I'm sure there's some in the other countries as well, from people who have suffered with bladder control and waking up during the night. And since they've started taking the Restore Silver, it helps to correct that, because I believe it strengthens the muscles around your bladder. But they've got more, their sleep is not interrupted the way it used to be. So it's a great product. And this one tastes really nice. It's got a sweet taste.
Well, in comparison, you said it sounds like the last one, which was the noni, which is the taste of grapes and pineapples. This is nearly no taste at all. I think it's jasmine, the jasmine plant, that's the originator of this. So it's quite a very light taste. I actually don't taste anything. I only taste a water taste.
I get a sleep taste from this one, or is a really sweet taste. I think it's quite nice. Um, I suppose moving on to the stem renew. The stem renew is, I suppose, a product that, look, we could talk about stem renew forever. I know you take stem renew, Geraldine, but stem renew has so many benefits, and there's so many different ways to take stem renew. Depending on why you're taking it, whether it's for if you've got arthritis or rheumatism, or you've got some kind of other illness, different people take it in different ways. I know you as an athlete have your own way of taking this, and as Joe Garcia said, there's no right way and wrong way to take stem renew. Some people take it before food. You prefer to take it after food, I think, but I know Chris and Tina, when they're talking about stem renew, they recommend that you take 1 or 2 in the morning, before, maybe half an hour before breakfast, and then 1 or 2 in the evening, maybe half an hour before you after your dinner. But I suppose you can up your stem renew dosage as well. You can take more, you can take less. If you're finding that you're not getting any benefit from it in the beginning, then I would suggest that you take more. But I know you're a big fan of stem renew, and you've been on stem renew for a long, long time.
Oh yeah, over 10 or 12 years. You see, it promotes faster recovery, and that's what my secret is. I am one of the fastest recovering athletes, and it counters the effects of stress and major competitions itself is stress, and the stress in the body of bounding and jumping and training so hard. It's supercharged formula, and it works at a cellular level, and it improves your overall health, and restores your body back to a very youthful and balanced state. And I'm competing against sometimes people at 18 and at over 50 years of age. It keeps my body, there's not too much I can do about my face, but it keeps my body in a very balanced state very quickly. So coming up to World Championships, when I'm training that little bit harder, and for the next 4 weeks after it, when I need to recover, I double the dose. And for me, that'll be 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. And you're right, because the main ingredient is from the avian egg extract. It wouldn't be quite as acidic as most tablets are, so you could take this on an empty stomach. I just always take my tablets with breakfast or after a light, yogurt, for example, so that the acid, because I suffer from acid in my stomach, because I told you O-type blood people are quite nervous people, and it's better to have an alkaline stomach. So yeah, this is probably the top product I have, and I take this in combination with the glucosamine for my joint, the omega-3 for the joint mobility, and the stem renew for the cells, to renew the cells.
I think we have so many people that would give testimonies on stem renew, from athletes to people that have suffered from all kinds of aches and pains. And I know we have some people here, one or two of my friends actually could give testimonials on bone. One girl broke her wrist, and the hospital told her she was going to have a cast on for 6 weeks, and actually when she went back after 2 weeks, they told her that her bone had healed. And we've another guy here who started his sister on stem renew because she needed an implant in her gum, and the dentist told her that her bone was eroded and it wasn't strong enough to have the implant. So she started taking stem renew, and she went back 5 months later, and the dentist was actually blown away by the fact that her bone had strengthened and he was actually able to do the implant.
I heard that, Sonia. Isn't it wonderful? It's really wonderful.
I mean, we're hearing amazing stories about stem renew all the time from, people who are totally stressed out, or, even people.
Depression. I have some people with depression. Have we somebody there? Have we anybody online that we could?
Yeah, we have Frank, who was on last Monday. He gave an amazing testimonial, and by popular demand, he's been asked to come back on and give that testimonial again. So I'm just going to unmute Frank. And Frank, I think you're there.
Yes, I'm there.
Hi, Frank. How are you?
I'm fine. And how are you?
Good, good. It's great to have you back on so soon.
Thank you.
And I know you've had incredible results with stem renew.
Yeah. I simply got a new life. I had a car accident 22 years ago, and I got a brain damage, and I developed PTSD. So for 22 years I had depressions and suicide thoughts, nightmares, and I was sleepless at nights, but now I sleep. The funny thing about my depressions and suicide thoughts, I got the first tablets around Christmas, and after 5 days it was gone. And since then I had a lot of benefits. Earlier, when I slept, I had to go to the toilet 3-4 times a night. Now I do it when I wake up in the morning. At this accident, I got a whiplash. It resulted in sleeping hands when I was sleeping, and very weak hands also in the daytime. And now I have strong hands, and my hands don't sleep anymore. All my life I had allergies against cats and bird trees. Had eaten pills for it all my life. This is also gone. So my life is very much easier, I must say. Yeah. Also,
it's great news, Frank. Great news. It's really great, and I congratulate you for coming through such a horrific accident.
Yeah.
And it's such a pity we didn't get to you sooner with the product.
Yeah.
And it's great that you're able to share your story, but there's some people who are afraid, and they'll be asking, how many tablets did you take?
I started out with 2, and very soon I got to 4, and I still take 4 a day. 2 at morning, 2 at night.
Yeah, the same as me. Yeah, it's such a it's easy to take, easy to swallow the tablets.
Yeah.
And so many benefits.
And then over time I had more and more benefits. I had very bad knees when I went upstairs, and they were hurting. My shoulders also kept me awake at night, and they're painless. I was starting to have pains in my right hip, and it also disappeared. I've taken it now for half a year, and I'll never stop taking them.
Yeah,
I also
go ahead.
yeah, I had a right index finger with arthritis, and my hand was useless because you can't use the three other fingers there without moving the index finger. So it was very painful to do anything, and it's also gone. And
You know,
I
sharp cartilage
yeah,
in the stem renew, and that
yeah,
is strengthening. You probably were
yeah,
lacking in that, and the egg albion would give the protein,
yeah,
and the aloe vera would make it very quick into the system. So it's
yeah,
such a good combination because you've got
yeah,
things from the sea, things
yeah.
from the soil. So yeah, you can see how the products would help your joints and the
Mm,
strength.
mm. Yeah. I started getting fat at 16 or something like that, and when I started STEM Renew, I was at 106 kilos. Now I'm at 88. That's 18 kilos, and now I don't have any problems. If we're having a vacation, my weight is the same. So earlier on a vacation, it was 4 or 5 kilos because some beer, some ice cream, and things. I also had the prostate problems. Everything came to me. I was picking up everything, so it was very painful for me to lose some water.
I think we'll have to rename this product, this miracle product.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Real rejuvenation of life.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. The more you have,
Yeah.
the more trouble you have.
Yeah.
You know that
Yeah.
it's helped everything.
Also, I broke my breastbone. I don't the thorax or whatever you call it in English, at this accident, and I developed angina pectoris, and I had it 2-3 times a week. It's very painful, unpleasant thing, and I haven't had it since not one single time since I started Renew. I also had very
keep taking this
toothache.
product.
What?
You keep taking the product.
Yeah, yeah.
Free, Frank.
Yeah, I had toothaches all the time, and when I started with Stem Renew, I got one tooth. It was aching for a half an hour maybe, and then it was gone. And maybe a few days later, it was another tooth, and now I'm painless with that. I had cramps and restless legs also at night. While my legs they were moving around the bed.
Yes.
And and my wife was very annoyed, and it's also gone. And my family, they were a bit worried because my memory was very bad, and they thought maybe I had dementia. But it's very much improved, and it's still improving. I also have.
Overall, it's actually balanced you, hasn't it, Frank? The message balanced your body, which was totally out, giving you all these different things.
Yeah.
The cells have actually renewed themselves and giving you a much balanced life.
I also had sleep apnea, and I snort so much that when I woke up in the morning, my throat was swollen and very painful. I couldn't think. I had to drink some water. And also a curious thing, my eyesight has been better. I was at my optician, and I told him my eyes were very much improved, and he said, no, that doesn't happen. And after examining me and measuring my eyes, he was amazed. He never saw it. And now he's also using the product. I have diabetes, and I was on pills and insulin, and now I really, it's rare that I use the insulin, only if we had a party or something with ice cream and sweets and things. I have to take a little insulin, but otherwise I manage with my pills, so that's also a great improvement.
Wow, I have to say that's unbelievable. I mean, it's incredible to hear somebody actually give a testimonial like that, and you know, we can read all about Stem Renew, but when you actually hear somebody talk about it who's benefited from it, it's incredible for people to hear.
I've had to write a list because I can't remember it all, and sometimes I still add to it, so I'm very excited.
Is there anything you've left out?
I don't think so. Nothing that I want to talk about here.
Well, listen, it's just been great to hear that, and thank you so much for coming on again.
You're
To
welcome. Thank you for
everybody.
having me.
Yeah, no, well, I know we did a webinar here locally on Monday, and we had you on with the testimonial, and loads of people requested that you come back on and give that testimonial again. So thank you very much.
Yeah,
Sonia,
thank you.
tell us where Frank is from. Just let
I'm,
everybody know where he's from.
I'm from a tiny island with 6,000 inhabitants in Denmark called Ærø.
Okay, in Denmark.
It's a paradise island. We have a very, very nice place. No crime, no nothing. It's very nice.
Yeah, we must visit.
Yes, we might
I hear
get.
your wife in the background. Can I give her my regards? She's a lucky woman now. She's a very healthy, balanced man.
Yeah, we have my parents here, so I'm not on speaker. I'm on earplugs, so she can't hear you. But I'll say it tell her that you said it.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, just to give your testimony.
You're welcome, and thank you.
And we'll hopefully meet you in Stockholm in December.
Yeah, we'll be there. I'll bring my wife too.
Fantastic. That's brilliant. So look, I suppose we could talk about STEM Renew forever, guys, here on this webinar. And we could probably have 100 people on giving testimonials, but it's an incredible product, and you know, I suppose you can't say enough about it. I think everybody should be on STEM Renew, because no matter what, we all need to rejuvenate ourselves. And as you say, Geraldine, there's a testimony that you gave there a while ago on Facebook, but I know this is one of your favorite sayings, and it's, you know, would you put good things into your body? I'll hand that back to you again, Geraldine.
Yeah, I'm usually saying to people when they come to me for physiotherapy, and when I discover that they have this creaking or cracking in their bones, or I can feel that dryness even in the skin, and I recommend them to take oil, and they say, oh, well, can any oil do? And I say, well, not exactly any oil. If you had a good car, and I consider myself like a sports car, and a lot of people would consider their bodies to be the greatest gift they have. Would you put cheap oil in a good sports car? Absolutely not. The mechanic would say, buy the best oil, because it's the basics of the heart, and it's, as we said before, it's not just the heart. Your eyes, your skin, your hair, your nails, everything needs this oil. So buy the best quality oil, and this is what NHT is about. It's quality oil. And they've made it so easy. It's easy to swallow and a good taste. So if you have a precious car, and we're talking about our bodies here, don't use a poor quality oil from just a supermarket. You need to read the small print to see where the oil is sourced, and is the mix of the oils correct, because we need to have the correct balance of EPA and DHA. And thanks to NHT, they have this in a balanced form and the correct amount.
Okay, and I know you've said before, and we say it to a lot of people, you know, don't wait until you get the aches and pains. A lot of people probably think, oh well, I'm healthy, so I don't need any of those products. But you know, don't wait, do it now is one of your favorites, and you know, keep your body healthy. And prevent future disasters by giving it good supplements and good nutrition now.
Well, you know what? To be a great athlete, you have to lead others and be a great leader. And I hope that I'm leading the way for other athletes as young as 8 that I'm coaching, and up to 88. One's almost 89. And I hope I'm leading the way in getting the message across that it's quality and balance. And the quality we have in this company, NHT, in Fortune 100 magazine, they're ranked #1 company, and that's because of the quality of the products. So hopefully people will listen out and have a quality product and keep their body balanced.
Yeah, and I suppose, that um, NHT, when they were listed in the Fortune magazine as the number one fastest growing company in the world last year, I mean that was an incredible achievement for NHT Global, and there's a lot of media attention on the company all the time because of their outstanding performance with their shares. I mean, they were listed as most valuable company in Hong Kong earlier this year. They just are a great company, and they have a lot of people around the world. They're operating in over 45 countries and growing all the time. Like they have, they're opening new countries. They've recently opened Peru. I know they're opening India and a few other massive places with massive populations, and those people are going to benefit from these wonderful products as well. Um, just going back to you, Geraldine, you've been all around the world. You're very international. I'll just show some photos.
I'm just looking at some of my friends from Brazil and some friends from Trinidad and Tobago in those pictures. I've got Russians there, Latvians, there's Germans, Ukrainians. I'm looking forward to meeting some new friends in Sweden because we're heading in December, and I know we have some people from Iceland listening in today and some from Peru. Is there any chance we could hear where's the furthest field we have listening in today? Sonia, is there?
Well, we have people from the United States. I don't know where some of the people are from, but we certainly have them as far across. They're all across the world. Um, we've Germany, we have Sweden, we have Norway, we've Denmark. Obviously, we have Ireland here. Some names I can't even scroll down through all the names. There's quite a lot of people on this, and I'm not sure. Croatia, I think. I'm not sure where everybody's from, but if anybody wants to say hi, guys, put your hand up now or let us have a message. Okay, we've got Jeremy on. Jeremy is the guy that actually it was his sister who had the gum problem with the dentist, and I'm going to unmute Jeremy here just to let him on because he's got his hand up. Jeremy, are you there?
How are you? Oh,
Hi.
good. Sorry I'm late. I was at the Bray Air Show. Amazing jets, etc., displaying in the air, but good to hear you're here.
I just gave a quick story about your sister, but you might want to elaborate on that a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this was a couple of months ago. My sister Vanessa, who's 64 years of age, had gone to the dentist looking to get an implant, a tooth implant, which is a little screw that goes into the jawbone. But she came away disappointed that day, and she came back to my house and said she couldn't get it because her bone density was compromised. So I immediately said to her, I said, I know what you should be taking. And I put her onto Stem Renew. And 6 weeks later, she went back to the dentist, and he was amazed to see that her bone density had improved to such a degree that he was able to do the implant straight away. So it has been extremely successful. An incredible result in a very limited amount of time. And it's really down to the Stem Renew. There was nothing particularly else that had changed in her life. This was the one thing, the one factor that really made the difference. And then a month or two later after that, I was talking to my sister again, and I said, how are you? How are you feeling on the Stem Renew? And she said, I'm feeling great. She said, I've just been taken off my high blood pressure medication, which I've been on for almost 10 years by the doctor. She says, I don't need it anymore. And I said, but surely that's sort of almost a lifetime type condition that most people get. Once they get onto these medications, you're stuck on them unless something radical happens. And she says, yeah, that seems to be the case, but I don't need them anymore. So she's absolutely delighted from a health point of view that her whole condition has improved, and now she's off the blood pressure medication.
Wow, that's incredible. And I'm actually glad you came on and you clarified the testimonial, because I said it was 5 months she was on the Stem Renew before she went to the dentist, but I obviously got mixed up.
Yes, no, it was an incredibly short period of time and an incredible result. So fantastic. You know,
Wow. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
last thing to do is have these missing teeth, because the opposite one gets affected then if it has nothing to bite on. So the fact she was able to replace it within a reasonable period of time meant that she saved the other two. The good news all around. But I mean, the blood pressure thing on top of it is an astounding result. Absolutely fantastic.
It's amazing, and we do have you know, other people here who've experienced really fast recovery from breaking the bones. So the Stemrenew, obviously, you know, whatever it's doing, it's working.
It definitely is. It's an astounding product, and no drug-related side effects, etc., because of its totally nutraceutical makeup. It's an incredible step forward for everybody who needs any sort of support physically in their lives. It's wonderful.
Well, that's fantastic. So I'm glad you came on, and thank you so much for that.
My pleasure. Great to hear you.
I'll just move back over to Geraldine again. I'm just going to flick through the last few photographs here that have you competing in different places. I can see Canada there, USA. I mean, you really are international, Geraldine. Worldwide. Amazing. Incredible.
I'm competing a long time, and it's great to make all the friendships, because a lot of them are still there. I have some great friends in sport, and if I could give people a message, it would be just get out there and get started. And if it means balancing your life by taking some nutrition for a couple of months, and really you'd need a minimum of 3 months on a product for it to really have a benefit, especially if you're feeling a bit stiff or a bit lackluster. So you know, just as the Nike logo would say, just do it. Just start and don't think about the cost of things, because you know you're worth it.
Absolutely, and no one can say it better than you can. So I hope everybody found this webinar beneficial. Just going to mention the NHT Global European Convention, which is taking place in December, and I know there's going to be lots of people from Europe going to this, but I would encourage as many people as possible to come to this event because there's a great lineup, and it's a fantastic city. There's some beautiful pictures of Stockholm. We're going in December, and we have you, Geraldine, as one of the guest speakers, so you'll have a lot of Irish support there. But it's great. It's going to be great for people to be able to actually meet you at this event and spend some time with you. And there's a full lineup. We've got NHT Corporate, we've got Chris Rang, the CEO, Maya Spindler, the Vice President, Antonella, the European Director. We're going to have Dan and Joe there, two fantastic guys. And we're going to have two of the product formulators there as well. We're going to have Ben Beckler, who is the formulator of Omega-3. He's been to Ireland already. He's an incredible guy to listen to. And I do believe he could be talking about his new hand protector product, which is more than just a hand cream. So I'm looking forward to that. And we're going to have Chief Fred Sioshi there as well. He's the formulator of the Noni. I met him myself in California a couple of weeks ago, and an amazing guy. Fantastic to hear the whole story about Noni. It's one of NHT Global's longest products. I believe they sell something like 4 bottles every second worldwide. But to hear the story of Noni and how they grow it and how they've taught all the farmers in the Samoan Islands, it's a huge industry over there now. So he'll be a great person to have at this event as well. So I'm just plugging Sweden there, and
yeah, well, I give an invitation, an open invitation, if anybody wants to come out just for a weekend, and they can, you know, they can get some questions and some answers in a longer format. And you know, the benefit of having a doctor and scientists, and I'm an exercise specialist there. I'm sure we could answer all your questions, whether it just be, you know, a diet problem or a health problem. You know, there is no miracle cure, but we can certainly help get your body back into a balanced state.
Yeah, well, I think that's a great invitation, and you know, these events are always amazing for learning things, seeing how big NHT Global actually is, meeting so many people from the company. I think it's an event that nobody should miss. But just back to you, Geraldine, I just want to say thank you once again so much for giving us all this time here today on this webinar. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. And I do want to wish you well from absolutely everybody. In Belgium, I think it is, in 6 weeks' time, that you're going for the next world title.
Yes, that's right. In Torhout in the end of August, in 5 weeks. I'm just in the middle of hard training, so it's twice a day training. It's 5 or 6 hours a day. But at 52, that can be tough, you know, being a mother and trying to do a little bit of work in between times. But it's all worth it. If you want your dream, it's hard work, it's commitment, it's dedication. And if I don't do it, my athletes won't follow.
And that's I forget what you told me it was. I know it's an ultra multi event. There's like tons of events at that. What did you call it again?
Yeah, an ultra multi event. It's isocathlon. It's 14 events. You have a decathlon, which is 10 events, a pentathlon, which is 5 events, a heptathlon, which I do is 7 events, a triathlon is 3, and this event is 14.
Well, I think you certainly have to.
I won't be laughing after 2 days.
No, and you better make sure you bring all your Restore and Stem Renew and Noni and Omega and glucosamine and everything with you.
Oh, I couldn't survive without them, because you see, on a day of a competition you can't really have a big meal, so everything usually is much better in a liquid form. So there's your triatine, that's your protein straight away, with your noni as your fruits. So these products are just my lifesaver at big competitions.
Wow. Well, look, we wish you well, and no doubt I'll see you before you go. But listen, just once again, thank you so much for all that information. It's been amazing to listen to you, and you know, to have a world champion talk to us about the products and know they work and know that other athletes can take them safely when they're competing in competitions. So on that note, guys, I think we'll just say have a nice weekend, what's left of it. Hope you're getting good weather wherever you are. And thank you very much once again, Frank, for that testimonial, to Jeremy, to Geraldine, so much for being on the webinar. And this has been recorded, so anybody that wants it, it'll probably be available from tomorrow. And we'll let you know where you can find it as soon as somebody that knows what they're doing uploads it, because I don't know how to do that part. Technology is not one of my specialities. So
interviewing is, Sonia. Look, it's been an honour being on the show and being able to share my experience over the last 20 or 30 years. An absolute honour, and you're a great little interviewer. Thanks very much.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you everybody, and good evening and goodbye.